Has the real estate collapse begun? Is Florida's housing market in trouble? Is Florida heading toward a new housing crisis? Trouble in Florida's real estate paradise? Florida housing market mirroring 2008 crash.
They told you Florida was finished, too expensive, too risky, too broken to recover. But then, overnight, something wild happened. After a socialist won New York City's mayoral primary, real estate inquiries from New York to South Florida surged 50%, confirmed not just by Fox, but by Axios, the New York Post, the Times, and Newsweek. And it wasn't just hedge funds. It was family offices, entrepreneurs, and wealthy families quietly repositioning capital. Everyone else was bracing for a crash. They saw a clearance sale to run to, and something super scary to run from, and I'll get to that in just a second. But for the last year, Florida's been the punching bag of every YouTube housing channel. Inventories exploding. Insurance is uninsurable. Migration slowing. Collapse is coming. And yeah, some of that there's a little truth to it. Listings doubled in some areas. Insurance premiums spiked 40+%. Net migration dropped 70% from its peak. But while everyone fixated on fear, Florida started fixing itself. Over 30 private insurers have returned to Florida. Citizens Insurance, the state's insurer of last resort, has shed over 600,000 policies since 2023. That's a 45% drop. That means private insurers are coming back, and fast. Some high-risk zip codes are even seeing 10 to 25% rate drop. Axios confirms Tampa Bay alone saw a 30% drop in citizens' policies, about 90,000 homes moving to private coverage. And it's not just insurance. Builders are pivoting too. $48,000 average discounts on new homes in some areas. Entire subdivisions converted to rentals. Bulk deals cut with institutional buyers, very quietly. Meanwhile, housing permits in major metros like Orlando are down over 14% year over year, yet they are still building, meaning future supply is shrinking even as demand quietly rebuilds. And the big one? Florida still gained 64,000 net domestic migrants in 2024. Not the 300,000 plus we saw during the pandemic, sure, but a net gain is a net gain. That means people are still coming, just not with TikTok in hand. The public sees doom, the pros see a setup. Right after Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist, won New York City's mayoral primary, web traffic from New York to South Florida real estate listings spiked 50% in 1 week. Fox, New York Post, New York Times, Axios, and NDTV all confirmed the same story. Miami agents say it's serious money, not vacationers, not tire kickers. These are buyers spooked by the idea of rent control, wealth taxes, anti-landlord policy. And Florida still has no income tax. It's still pro-business, and it's still warm. To them, it's a no-brainer. Even Boca Raton's mayor publicly invited New York's capitalists to relocate, calling it a better quality of life. This isn't a crash. It's a recalibration. Prices pulled back. Builders got desperate. Sellers panicked. But fundamentals didn't break. They rebalanced. Insurance got cheaper. Permits slowed. Inventory normalized. And politics are politicking. And so that smart money is back. It's game on. Because capital always flows where it's treated best. And when one state threatens to punish wealth while another quietly fixes its biggest risks, the money moves fast. If you only listen to the word collapse in the headlines, you'll sit out the market at the exact moment fortunes are being made. Because the biggest danger right now isn't overpaying, it's missing the rebound. The average person waits for the media to say, we've hit bottom. But real investors, they look for lead indicators, insurance costs falling, permits declining, capital returning, sentiment collapsing while fundamentals stay strong. They're not reacting to headlines, they're spotting patterns. And patterns, once you see them, become playbooks. And a little nudge from the potential of socialism doesn't hurt either. But this isn't the first time that we're seeing this. 2009, Blackstone bought 40,000 homes, $7.5 billion in Florida real estate. 2020, smart buyers scooped up condos and doubled their money by 2022. 2025, New York City lost $14 billion in income to Florida from 2018 to 2022. Citadel and Apple have moved headquarters or major offices there. Now in mid-2025, institutional cash buyers are back, picking off panic sellers in bulk. Same cycle, same setup, different players. If you've been watching from the sidelines thinking Florida's too risky, I get it. But in 2009, it felt risky too. And that's when fortunes were made. Mike, one of the sharpest investors I ever met, picked up 4 condos in Brickell back in 2009. Everyone thought he was crazy. Prices had collapsed. Headlines were screaming foreclosure crisis. Banks weren't lending. But he noticed 2 things. 1, the permits for new builds had flatlined. 2, Canadian snowbirds were still showing up and paying in cash. So while others panicked, he bought. 1 unit for $117,000, another for $104,000. By 2015, all 4 had more than doubled. But here's the wild part. He didn't use traditional loans. He tapped into a business line of credit at 0% interest for the first 12 months, rolled it into private financing, and then refinanced after the value popped. That one decision put him on track to retire 5 years early. He wasn't fearless, he was early. And early always looks risky until it doesn't. Don't let fear headlines drown out the whisper of smart money saying buy. I'm not just saying this because I like Florida. I'm saying it because the data backs it up across insurance trends, migration patterns, institutional movement, and history itself. And when you see high net worth New Yorkers rushing south, when you see hedge funds back in bulk deals, when you see builders slashing prices behind the scenes just to move inventory, you realize this isn't random. It's a pattern. And patterns, once you spot them, become playbooks. Top-tier investors aren't waiting for a headline. They're watching migration reports, builder incentives, and quiet policy shifts. They're not asking, is the market safe yet? They're asking, where's the fear highest? And what's the upside if it fades? Because while most people are waiting for someone to declare the all clear, the smart money is already building equity. And if you're wondering how these buyers are moving fast, without banks, without paperwork, without credit checks, that's what I'll show you right here. The 30-second hack insiders use to get up to $150,000 in instant funding at 0% interest. Check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.